They've got large windows, good proportioned spaces, high ceilings, and a good sturdy construction. And that's why the developers will never build it like this again. Mansion blocks were the answer to the huge population boom in the late 1800s. However, they are not cheap to build. The stonework and the intricate carvings require skilled craftsmen to be able to deliver this type of architecture. Those high ceilings we love require structural considerations which can eat away at your budget. Flats in mansion blocks tend to be much larger than they do in more modern construction methods, which means you're getting less units per floor and developers are getting less bang for their buck. This makes it a lot less economically viable to be building one today, which is a shame because we know that great architecture has a positive impact on people's mental well-being. These types of residential blocks are a lot more prevalent in London, and this does not make me feel good. I just snack to make me feel better. Sure, you might have all modern appliances, a gym, a sauna, a pool, or even a Tesco in the building. Depending on how much you pay in service charge each month, you might also have karaoke room, roof terrace, 24-hour concierge, rock climbing room, spa. When everything you could ever need is so close to your front door, I understand the attraction. But what about the space you actually live in? Let's head over to Rightmove to compare. This is a 2-bedroom apartment in a traditional mansion block in West Hampstead, and another 2-bedroom apartment in a new build not even 10 minutes away. Despite this mansion block being bigger overall in its square meterage, it's actually cheaper by £40,000. You might realise that the new build flat has a stereotypical squarish layout, whereas the mansion block flat has a more elongated shape. And for you history nerds out there, this has a lot to do with the social separation between the family and the staff. Back then, the kitchens were intended as a place for the staff to work, which are often at the back of the property and much smaller spaces that usually get a lot less light. Spaces used for entertaining, like the reception room or the lounge, tend to be at the front of the property where the most amount of light is, which also happens to be as far away as humanly possible from the hired help. Naturally, flat layouts have been updated to reflect more modern lifestyles, where the kitchen is the heart of the home, which tends to be a much more welcoming, entertaining space, and in my opinion, a much better layout. Think of these buildings as the H&Ms of flats. They're quick to make, they feel cheap, and they tend to reflect the trends popular at the time. No shade, we've all been there. So why are so many of these new buildings so problematic? The speed at which we need these new developments is simply too great. This means we're building very quickly and often cutting corners. And these things are not getting picked up through snagging. Some developers have been getting away with really shoddy forms of construction, and the people who are paying the price tend to be us. An example of this is Solomon's Passage in Peckham, which had a delay of almost half a year due to ventilation problems. It turns out the car park was flooded and there was extensive water damage to the timber frames, and frighteningly, even fire protection issues. This is now set to be demolished. 53 Argo Grove in Camden was deemed not fit for purpose less than 6 years after its completion. Pervasive leaks that have led to damp and mold, rotten structural beams have also caused the building to bend and crack, so much so that things have fallen off the wall when a train goes by. And this is just a few examples of many of the poorly built new build developments in London which have failed miserably. Not only is it a massive waste of money, but a lot of families have lost their entire life savings and have to find somewhere else to live. This is not to say that mansion blocks are perfect. Yes, they have these amazing grand facades with ornate period details, but we have plenty of gripes with how outdated these spaces can be. The big, beautiful windows are not always aligned perfectly with the frames, so drafty flats are quite common in mansion blocks. The plumbing's kind of shit, pun intended, and soundproof is basically non-existent. But the construction of the building is usually sound, and so the points I just mentioned are easily fixable with renovation. So how do we combine the best of the old and the new? Well, we literally do just that. We put a modern spin on a traditional mansion block by keeping its best features and updating all the stuff that needs work. These modern mansion blocks have adopted the same elements that their trustworthy predecessors have: communal gardens, courtyards, double aspect windows, generous floor-to-ceiling heights. And if you can believe it, it's priced reasonably as well. This is a 3-bedroom flat in Peckham's modern mansion block that's currently under offer for less than £700,000. We lost our way for a while, but now it seems like we're moving in the right direction. Mansion blocks bring a sense of graciousness to denser living, and it's clear that a lot of those new builds lack a genuine connection to its environment. There is nothing quintessentially English about them. Our historic buildings have all the charm, the character, and even its odd quirks, and that's what we love about them. Will these modern mansion blocks stand the test of time and contribute to the rich architectural history of the UK in a meaningful way? Or will it be demolished into smithereens in the next 5 years? I don't know. But what I do know is that when you're standing in front of any new build, you'll be able to tell straight away, that's London.